thought that Brock was a certain bet. There'll be some money changing hands here this afternoon. Those that saw him qualify would have thought that he would have streaked away, but it hasn't happened. And the GM fans will have to wait and see the Lion roar a little bit later.
Well, Robbie would think that is absolutely super. He's timed this beautifully. But then again, we've still got quite a few laps to go. And that's not to say that Robbie and a few others might be experiencing some tyre troubles by then.
We're on lap 47 out of 60, and there's still a long way to go in this race. In a race that I would say we're still going to see more tyre wear problems evolve.
Yeah, about 13 laps, 13 minutes approximately. Dick Johnson's coming into the pits too, so his plan to circulate very carefully is coming unstuck. I presume it'll be tyres as far as Dick is concerned as well.
Well, there's nothing apparently wrong with the car. It's still squirting along nicely. So can this man survive? Can Robbie Francevic bring the Volvo through with enough rubber? There's the shot from 7 Sports Race Cam as the crew from the Palmer team go to work.
Up go the air jacks.
You can see the hose coupling there just in front of the screen, and then the release valve, which will be pulled to the right. They have an internal jacking system. The car is in the air at the moment. And as I look from this position, you can see that the 4 tyres have been remounted, and out goes Dick Johnson in a stop of around about 25 seconds.
Not the greatest stop in the world, but it won't do him too much harm considering the fallout rate among the rest of the runners.
Well, he was up into 6th position before that stop, and Jim Richards is out now, of course, and let's not forget that others will possibly have to come in for tyres as well. The dealer team went for their 17-inch Bridgestones. Car number 88 there, John White from Victoria in the Isuzu Gemini. As we look through the eyes of Racecam once more, with Dick Johnson working hard now to try and regain that lost ground, and in behind him yet another of those 635 BMWs.
Look who it is. It's Jim Richards. They've both been to the pits for tyres in this race. I think there'll be quite a few drivers would think it'd be delightful to have had a pit stop during this race today.
10 laps remaining in the 4th round of the Australian Touring Car Championship here at Adelaide International Raceway. Just 10 laps. How will it pan out? Will Robbie Francevic stay in front and notch up another win in this year's series? That remains to be seen.
But it looks like we're not going to have won this and finished today's race. Glenn Seaton, car number 15, has just parked that machine and is out after running 2nd for the last 10 laps. Robbie Francevic now finds himself well and truly out in front and without any pressure. Dick Johnson, who of course we spoke to early, and he remarked that their attrition rate might be quite high late in this race, and I think that Dick would agree that this race has changed considerably in the last 4 or 5 laps.
I know, I'm not going to find out what's happening.
Well, hang in there. You're up behind Graham Crosby, and by our calculations at this stage, Graham Crosby's running in 2nd spot, but I think his tyres are off completely.
I tell you what, all I need is another 100 horsepower.
And you've got Jim Richards trying to get by you on the inside as well.
You're not wrong.
Well, just tell us how you handle all this tactically now. Well, here he goes through the turn.
It's a busy time for Dick Johnson as he rounds up Tony Longhurst, now clear of the 325 BMW and in behind Crosby again. And bear in mind that for Dick, he's got Jim Richards right behind. So Dick, you wouldn't know which way to look.
How many laps to go?
Yep.
You've just got on about 6 laps or 7 laps to go.
Is that right?
Well, that's not too bad in the way they're all falling out with tyre problems. Who knows what might happen?
Here's a go. Underneath Graham Crosby goes Dick Johnson in the Ford Mustang. Thank you. Hey, Dick, that would be a nice one for you after Simmons Plains.
Oh, mate, here he goes too.
You can give him a wave this time. Crosby comes back and wants to argue. That's horsepower for you. That's frustrating, Dick.
I know, but Dick's got the line for the turn, so they're going to have to do that all over again. So you seem to be having a ball out there. You're enjoying the traffic racing.
Mate, not really, because they put a left rear tyre on. They asked for a left front and a left rear, and I tell you, it's understeer like a pig.
Well, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for the time out.
See you.
Okay.
Jones again locking up that front left on the way in. Let's have a look at the Castrol scoreboard for the Motorcraft 100. The race is being led by Francevic from Crosby, and third place Charlie O'Brien.
In the Motorcraft 100, round 4 of the Australian Touring Car Championship from Adelaide International Raceway, and Robbie Francevic, the Kiwi extrovert, has come from position 10 in car 10 and now leads the race. Second spot being held down, of course, by Graham Crosby in car number 2, and third place Queensland's Charlie O'Brien in the bumper-to-bumper entry, car number 7. This will be sweet revenge for Robbie Francevic, who has found life a little difficult with the Nissan Skylines for the last couple of races. However, he's back on song. And as Neil mentioned earlier, they didn't go in with all the sprinting during Saturday. They set up for the race, started from 10, and are now leading at the critical part of the race. The part of the race where everyone else seems to be having big problems.
Now, you would not have picked it at all, as Robbie Francevic comes down this time to gain the board to tell him that he's got 1 lap to go.
So Francevic on his last lap in car number 10.
10th qualifier, and was complaining yesterday that perhaps they should have done a little bit more work on the engine of this car. It's worked long and hard for a while, but it's all worked out quite nicely in the end for him, and his championship points total would move on to 110, well clear of his nearest rival, and with Fury out of proceedings, who was second with 54, and Longhurst, who was third with 53, who is still circulating, he'll have almost double the points total of Tony Longhurst in second position.
That's a nice way to be as they head next week towards round 5 and the halfway mark of the Australian Touring Car Championship. Onto the bowl for the final time in the Valvoline Volvo Dealers entry, car number 10. Last corner coming up, the right-hander off the speed bowl here at Adelaide International Raceway. And Glenn Dix has the checkered flag ready as the Super Kiwi Robbie Francevic comes out of the final turn to taste victory. He takes round 4 here today at Adelaide International Raceway. Second place is going to go to Graham Crosby in car number 2, and third place to Queensland's Charlie O'Brien. And Dick Johnson finishing in with them